Hi guys, and welcome to the match review of AFC Bournemouth 1, Manchester City 3 from the weekend. Now, this video's come out a little bit later than normal. Unfortunately, we've been having spats with Twitter trying to get our account unrestricted because we did a load of fan chats on Sunday after the game. You may have seen me outside the main reception. We did about 10 or 11, so we were regularly posting tweets, and I think they think it's spam. So we've been trying to get our account back online, and I don't know what our YouTube views are like this weekend, but they're probably not as big as they would be because we always post it out on Twitter. As it is at the moment, we can't engage, we can't like, we can't reply, we can't put out new tweets, can't even reply to DMs, can't see any new tweets on the timeline, so it's really frustrating. So yeah, I was battling with them and managing to catch up with the media reaction of the game, and it's been absolutely baking. You can probably see the sweat on my forehead, so it's disgusting, but I've had time to cogitate and think about the match at the weekend, and it wasn't bad, was it? Yes, we lost 3-1. Yes, previously at home we lost 1-0, but we didn't register a shot on target. So whilst that was a better scoreline, in terms of performance, this was miles better, and I thought that there should be some optimism as we approach the games against Forest Green, certainly in the Cup, but then again on Saturday against Leicester City, because I think we looked a much better footballing side, definitely more so than we did against Sheffield United, even more so than Villa, I would say as well, because Man City, their players are so technically gifted, and you can just tell in little tight areas of the pitch where the ball's just sticking to them like glue. They are absolutely fantastic side, and they're going to be there or thereabouts this season, of course. But yeah, I mean, onto the game itself. We started as we predicted actually on the last video, so underneath it I actually put the predicted lineup, and it was exactly that. So Ramsdale quite correctly kept his place, Charlie Daniels on the left, Adam Smith on the right, and then three at the back, although in the team lineup they announced on Twitter it looked like Ake was in the middle. Wasn't to be the case. He was alongside Steve Cook and Chris Mepham, and then elsewhere we had Ryan Fraser and Josh King either side of Lerma and Billing, with Wilson up front, and I think it did work really. I thought for the first sort of 10-12 minutes of the game I thought we were very, very good. I wouldn't say we controlled it, but we had a fair bit of possession. There were some penetrative passes, forward passes, and there was a lot of positivity. Ryan Fraser and Josh King getting down each of the flanks, and then Josh King actually got the first shot of note where he hit it along the ground. It was a bit of a tame effort in the end, straight at the keeper, but it was a good start. But Man City do what they do, and Aguero popped up. I mean, is it me, or do the balls just sort of seem to land at the feet of these players who just seem to have a shot on it? Like, sometimes it feels like teams don't have to work for their goals against us. You know what I mean? But anyway, there was a little deflection in the box when he picked it up, and it fell to him, and he just had to side foot it home. It reminded me of the finish actually that Stanislas did against Huddersfield when we went down 4-1. That was the game where we had to wake up at like 3:30 in the morning to catch the coach. But it was a lovely side footed finish off the post, and that managed to quieten us down, managed to wake up the Man City fans. I don't really know if they were there up until 15 minutes, but after that time I could hear you guys. Congratulations for that. But yeah, and then it was so disappointing because at that point you kind of realise, are they just going to do their incredible gamesmanship and play the game out by soaking up pressure? Well, the pressure that they kind of usually soak up is not very much at all, but the way they just play the ball around and manage to get between the lines, find space, etc., the ball just absolutely sticks to them, and it wasn't made easier by the referee. Andre Mariner, sometimes when you're in the North Stand, right, you hear the crowd going nuts over the referee, and you can hear, if you listen to the podcast that was released on Monday morning, I recorded some audio live from the game, and you can hear how annoyed the Bournemouth fans are at the referee. And sometimes I do join in, because it's a big pantomime, really, isn't it? But I do genuinely feel like there were some poor decisions there. I mean, some high challenges. I mean, what the hell? Nathan Ake was felled twice in the space of about 3 or 4 minutes, and they were awful challenges. Kyle Walker, got a yellow, but I don't know. I felt he was a little bit lucky with that. But I asked people at home, neutrals, not Bournemouth fans, watching on TV via WhatsApp, has the referee had a good game? How does it look to you? And they were saying absolutely dreadful. He's having a shocker. And yeah, I mean, we were right. North Stand, we were right to be, berating the referee. And it seemed to be a series of bad decisions or decisions that went against us. Sometimes he was blowing up when he should have let the play go on, and then vice versa. And there was an irate crowd. And then guess who scores for Man City? The way it was panning out, you just knew that the cycle was going to be broken, and it wasn't looking like it was going to be us. And then Sterling pops up on 43 minutes and then scores a absolutely typical Man City goal. Fast, quick movement. The runs that he seems to make are spot on time wise, so there was no danger of offside, and he just poked it home. Raheem Sterling, I said on Man City fans, in fact, there's the video link, right? When I mention Raheem Sterling as being the one to watch, I said, you might as well put a bet on him to score and City to win. It happened again. Absolutely typical, and it was 3-1 as well. Honestly, Mystic Meg, I should be doing the lottery numbers. But anyway, between that goal and Aguero's, we had a number of different things that happened on the pitch, including Adam Smith blazing over, but it was deflected. But that was a golden chance when the ball was spilled. Nathan Ake had a chance fairly early on, but then Charlie Daniels, when we were on the attack, went to cross the ball in, and then he ended up in a heap on the floor, and everyone was saying ACL, is it another one of them? But it looks like it's a dislocation. Still bad. I was doing an interview after the game with Leanne, I think it was Leanne. Again, click the card, and you can see him hobbling out just about in the distance whilst I was interviewing Leanne after the football. He came out on crutches, and it wasn't good being taken off in a stretcher, because on most occasions players can walk it off, so if they're being stretchered off, it's going to be pretty serious. So not sure how long he's going to be out, but it certainly makes our left back stroke wing back dilemma a little bit more interesting now, doesn't it? But so the easiest thing to do would surely to bring on Diego Rico, left back, left wing back. He can settle into that position. Now, what a kick in the teeth it's got to be for him that the only left back we've got was not used, and we bring on Harry Wilson. Now, obviously, at that point, Eddie Howe was looking to switch it up and find that natural link between the midfielders and the strikers, something that we kind of did have on a couple of occasions, but generally have lacked without David Brooks. And obviously Harry Wilson did really well against Aston Villa. I thought he drifted in and out of the game. He wasn't perfect, and I thought that the fact that he wasn't that he did have quiet moments at Villa meant that he wasn't going to likely start at home to Man City. But bringing on Harry Wilson, and then he kind of flitted it around and changed it up so that Ryan Fraser was taking the place of Charlie Daniels. So Rico must have been looking on thinking, I need to move here. But then we win the free kick, and then wow, what a free kick that was. Check this video out. This was filmed by Cherries fan Tony. Cheers, Tony, for submitting it. And Harry Wilson, what a strike this is. When he stepped up, I thought he was going to go for the top left, but he kind of curled it in and then out, and then it just grazed the inside of the post. It was postage stamp stuff. What a left foot that boy's got. Incredible goal. And at that point, we're going into half time, not with the usual kind of lackluster emotion that we often have when we're playing the big boys. I remember at home to Liverpool last season, I don't know how many clear they were by half time. Was it 2 or 3? Can't remember. Maybe it was 2, but you sort of go in and thinking, what's the point? Should I go home now? But they came out really well in the second half, I thought, and we had chances. Callum Wilson has got to stick that away. In a way, a little bit similar to Sterling with the way he was put through, but he had a little bit more time to think about it, and he just didn't execute the shot very well, straight into the keeper, and he didn't really test the keeper, to be fair. I think it was saved with a combination of sort of chest and arm, and really Callum should have been doing better, mate. And we were made to pay, of course, when Aguero popped up again, and it was a little bit of a defensive lapse that we were having. Again, it fell to the feet of Aguero. It's not like he kind of turned 3 players and then created a chance for himself. It just fell to him, and he side-footed in. It was one of the easiest finishes that he'll probably have this season. So it was absolutely typical of Man City that they would then score, and then they just managed to see out the game. And they retain the ball. Their possession is absolutely awesome, playing between the lines. Bournemouth didn't get anywhere near them. Now, the difference between City and Bournemouth, now our players can play. Our players are, technically gifted, but they push and they don't give them much room at all, and they force us into mistakes, whereas Man City, their players have got the technical quality to get out of those situations. Do you remember some point in the second half there, was it Zinchenko on the left? The ball met him on the left hand side, and it looked as if it was going to go out, and he managed to control it, bring it down, lay it off to his teammate, and then they just played their way out of it. And it looked silky, it looked stylish, and it was just, our players, as much as we try, we cannot do that. They are a level above, and through speaking to fans after the game, they were saying those exact things. A class above, a class apart. Man City, they're too good, and they were. We had our moments when Solanke came on as well. Callum Wilson came off. Again, fairly ineffective. Some people on social media, not that we can read the tweets, some people are saying that he's being a bit ineffective, but we know he can score. But Dom Solanke did alright, won a few headers, and obviously had that shot where he came on his left foot and it was low in towards the keeper, running at pace. I felt he should have done better with the shot, but it was good that he carved that opportunity open. He had that chance and created it within 8-9 minutes, whereas Callum, you can't look at it, and he only really had one chance of note in the whole game, in the whole 80. So interesting. Not too sure what's going to happen team wise next week for Leicester, but certainly Solanke, especially with his pre-season, he is putting a number of questions in Eddie Howe's head for sure. So yeah, after the game, went out and did a load of match chats, and this time I managed to chat to a load of people. I think there were 10 or 11. Great to catch up with Nonny, club legend. Check out his video there if you click the card. Also Paul Frank. Now Paul Frank, maybe you don't know the name, but you would recognise the face if you're a seasoned Cherries fan who kind of was around during the dark days where we had player share and things like that, shaking the buckets and doing the player share raffle just outside the club shop. Chatted to him as well, so it was lovely to catch up with him. But the good thing is that there's no negativity that's come out of that performance, whereas sometimes there would be. Last season after Man City, I was fuming about how we played. Despite the better scoreline, I thought we were woeful. Much better against City this time. Billing and Lerma I thought were fantastic. Lerma is just cool, classy character. Billing I thought did really well. Sort of flagged towards the end. Nathan Ake, my God, man, how much is that guy worth? Wasn't he just brilliant? I thought he was phenomenal, putting his body on the line. Steve Cook I thought was fairly solid. Adam Smith was effective. Fraser was a little bit better than he was against Villa, where he was a little bit toothless. And Josh King overplays it once again. Sometimes he holds onto the ball and thinks he can do all this kind of upper body strength to hold it off, and then he ends up losing it. He overplays it, and that's one of his things that he needs to sort out, because he just needs to lay it off a little bit quicker. Maybe against lesser teams he can power on through and kind of beat his markers by using his upper body strength, but not against people with the nous of the the whole Man City squad. There's not a player that would not win the ball off Josh King, because they are just phenomenal. But yeah, I think it was a fair result. 3-1 to Man City, well played, and it was great to chat to a few City fans after the game. It was good chatting to Ray before the game on Man City fans chat, but then Nick and Shane, really nice to meet you guys, and yeah, hope you had a safe journey back, and good luck this season. It's going to be your Liverpool, isn't it, for sure. Anyway, on to Forest Green and then to Leicester. So we'll be having a preview coming out later on in the week. We will voice our thoughts on what squad possibilities Eddie Howe is going to go with. But until then, make sure you click subscribe at the bottom, because we want to get as many people on this supporting us as possible. Thanks to all new subscribers, and until next time, I'll see you soon. Cheers.